Today on Sugar Spun Run, I'll be showing you how to make sugar cookie bars. Hey Sugar Spun Bakers, Sam here, and today I am so excited to be sharing another carefully tested, well-researched, and perfected recipe. Today's recipe is one of my favorite cookies in bar form. It makes super soft and chewy and just melt in your mouth cookies. I think you're going to absolutely love these, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you want to do is get your oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, in a large bowl, we're going to combine 1 cup of softened unsalted butter and just 2 ounces of softened cream cheese. You can use an electric stand mixer or a hand mixer. And we'll cream together these ingredients until they're smooth and well combined. Next, we'll add 1 3/4 cup of granulated sugar and beat until this is smooth and well combined. Next, we're going to need 2 large eggs plus an additional egg yolk, which is going to help keep these sugar cookie bars nice and tender. So I'm going to crack these in the bowl I used for my sugar. And then for the egg yolk, the easiest way to do this is just crack the egg and pass that yolk back and forth until all of the egg white falls out. We'll just add that into our bowl. We'll also be adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and just beat everything together until it's completely combined. Now in a separate bowl, we're going to combine 2½ cups of all-purpose flour with a ½ teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of salt. We're just going to stir everything together until that's nicely combined. And then I'm just going to turn my mixer to low speed and gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients until everything is completely combined. I'd say right here we're about 90% combined, so I'm just going to grab my spatula and make sure everything does become completely combined. I want to make sure there are no pockets of flour hiding on the bottom or anything. All right, we're going to be baking today's recipe in a 13×9 baking pan. I'm using a metal pan, and I like to just lightly spray this with a little bit of baking spray. And I'll just use a paper towel to kind of spread that around a little bit because I just need a thin layer. Now we'll spread our batter into the pan, and this is a very thick and stiff batter, so you're going to want to use your spatula to smooth it out as much as you can. All right, this is looking pretty good, so we're going to take this over to our 350 degree Fahrenheit preheated oven, where it's going to need to bake for about 25 to 30 minutes. You're going to want to cook it until the edges are just beginning to turn a light golden brown. You can also use the toothpick test to make sure that it's baked all the way through. Now these cookie bars are going to need to cool completely in the pan before you cover them with frosting. Now when I first published this recipe many years ago, I just topped it with a simple buttercream frosting. Now I will still include notes on how to do that in the recipe description over on the blog if you just want a straight buttercream frosting, but personally I felt like it was just a little bit too sweet. So in order to cut the sweetness of the frosting, I like to make still a buttercream, but we're adding a little bit of cream cheese in there. In my opinion, this just takes these sugar cookie bars to the next level, and it just keeps the frosting from being too sweet. Now to make this, we are going to add 10 tablespoons of softened unsalted butter to a large mixing bowl. And we're going to add 2 ounces of softened cream cheese and just use our electric mixer to cream these together until they're completely combined. Next, you're going to need 2 cups of powdered sugar. I'm just going to add about half of this for now. And I'm also going to add a tablespoon of cornstarch. What this does is it helps the frosting to crust a little bit, which is going to make the frosting a little bit less messy if you want to cut and stack the bars. It encourages it to crust like many buttercreams do. We'll also add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract and just 1/8 teaspoon of salt to also help cut the sweetness. Now we'll cream these together until everything's nicely combined and then gradually add that remaining powdered sugar. All right, once your sugar cookie bars have cooled, we can go ahead and spread that frosting evenly over the surface. And of course, I highly recommend topping these off with some colorful sprinkles. All right, let's go ahead and dig in. And that is how you make my favorite sugar cookie bars recipe. If you guys try this one out, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.